Hold on a minute. Now my thingy got thingy. Got it. Okay. Wait, did you say one? And then do I? Is
Yeah,
it
you
three,
can
two,
go.
one?
I
Is it
already
three?
counted.
Is it 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3? Is it
I,
on three?
I said 1, 2, 3.
It's the Gregg and Michelle
There
podcast.
we go. That's all you
And
had
we're
to do.
here. Michelle McCormick and Greg Henson, two radio legends. You're welcome that we're here.
In their own minds.
I
In their
actually
own
met
minds.
Greg. I was talking about myself because I'm the size of two legends. You don't
Oh,
even, I'm not
really?
standing. I'm
Are
not
you
standing
bulking
up.
up again?
A little bit.
Football season's coming, though. You got to get that playing weight on.
She's a linebacker. That's when it was powder puff. My
Right.
dad coach, like our powder puff, my dad goes, "Come in, Tubby, get in here. She's gonna play linebacker."
Did he really call you Tubby? No,
He was affectionate. Yes, he did.
But could you imagine?
Tammy Joe Jill Tubby. Yes, or Vince Tubby. Tammy Joe
Can
Jill
you
Vinny
imagine now if you were a kid now and your dad called you Tubby, you'd have all kinds of damage and you'd be transgender and you'd be crazy.
You could call the cops on him. Although
Yep.
I did have a friend who used to do radio, Sean Stevens, and his kid called the cops on his stash. His son got mad at him and called the cops on his pot stash.
Did anything happen?
That was back in the 80s, 90s.
Sean Stevens
80s.
in Flint?
Same Sean Stevens.
I think
Sean Stevens, I grew up listening to him.
Did
Great guy.
Sean Stevens work at Cars 108? Is that what he?
Sean Stevens worked at WGRD. We went to Jamaica one time, all of us together, and I hit a bus head on with Sean Stevens and his wife Dawn in the car.
Really? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Vacations that you went on where bad things happen. Go.
I don't think I've ever had a really bad one. Anyway, but we're talking about. You mentioned your emotional damage from being called Tubby. I think that's a lot to do with what happened with Will Smith on the Oscars when he slapped Chris Rock. I think he's got damage from that goofy wife of his. He's a cuck.
What's cuck?
A cuckold. Basically, a guy who watches his wife sleep with other men and does. Well,
that's the thing. That's the thing. You let her sleep with other guys, but say one thing bad about her hair, and I'll cut you. I mean, and you're in trouble. Like, what is that about? A and B. Before we even start this conversation, I want it noted on the record that I have always thought the entire Will Smith, Pinkett family, and their kids are the most entitled, pompous family. I heard an interview with him about 8 months ago. It was for this movie, which I loved the movie. He's a good actor, but about the movie, and he did this whole I'm a vessel for love. This 40-minute interview, Greg, I'm not kidding. I didn't understand. He was talking over us so much and down to me so much that all this ethereal shit that I just was like, what are you saying? I'm so much better than you. And so I have never been a fan of this family whatsoever, and I think they're the most pompous chodes to walk the face of the earth. That being said,
isn't he a Scientologist though?
I don't know.
I think he is. Care. Anyway, think about this. Unlike you, I've met Will Smith and hung out with him.
Ugh.
No, he was a good dude. This was in '99.
See, Fresh Prince, like I loved him, and I loved his whole clean rapping, all of it. I liked all that.
I think what he did, it's a really interesting case study though, because when you look at like Juwan Howard slapping the coach at Wisconsin,
yeah,
because the guy put his hands on him.
Yep.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Right. It was annoying. Yep.
And then this kid saying, and then Will Smith saying, defending his wife's honor. That is the most goober thing I've ever heard in my life. Women, number one, you belittle her by thinking she needs you to defend her.
And that with violence. Yeah, what's number two?
And number two, you go up and you assault a guy who's smaller than you, who handled it much better than you. And the whole, like Juwan Howard does, I feel like this is a goober mentality. Because I even asked some people like, well, what did you think? And they're like, somebody said something about my wife. I'd go up and hit him too. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. And you shouldn't. Like I said, if someone said that about my wife, I would laugh.
Yeah, you laugh it off. It's a joke. If it were Chris Rock, I would go, thank you.
Well,
like,
and
oh my God,
you're
giving me attention. Right.
And not only that is my if it really offended my wife, which it wouldn't because she's a well-adjusted human being, I would go up to Chris afterwards and say, just so you know, you hurt her feelings a little bit. That's it.
Alopecia.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a big deal. But what he did is the typical response of an immature child, an entitled child, just like Juwan Howard.
Petulant. The other part of it was what his son tweeted was really
Oh God, that's what we do.
And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. And the thing is now I just have a problem with assault in general. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you are. You just don't smack another person, because if you could, I would be, I have a list. You can't smack people. You just can't assault. You can't put hands on people. And to walk that entire walk up there, to think the whole time, what was he thinking? I'm going to punch him. I'm going to hit him. I'm going to show him that you didn't stop. And she was okay with it. I asked a girl yesterday what she thought of it, and she said, I think it's kind of hot. And I upped her and wanted to down the other. I said, no, it isn't. You're setting women back, you're setting humans back. It's just was bad behavior, and it's embarrassing. And I feel bad too for, again, I think that Oscars is antiquated. Why do we even have, it's so dumb. I don't, who cares? But I mean, if you're going to have it, okay, I'll watch. I love movies.
They have to celebrate.
Right. They got to get a prize.
Right.
I love movies. So I loved King Richard. I thought it was great. But I feel sorry that anybody who did anything great and got an award, or any understudy, or somebody who got, underling their first, it was all, forget all of it, because he had to take all of the attention. He took it all. And that acceptance speech,
oh please,
was and that he cried, and then that he had people sticking up for him. But I watched an interview this morning of people who were there, and they said he wasn't celebrated he was booed during his entire speech, that when his name was mentioned, the whole back that they were booing him. People were disgusted with him more than not.
How much more than not cost his reputation with that one?
Almost everything.
I mean, let me just say it. 15 minutes before it happened, I tweeted out, I hope Denzel and Will Smith win everything, because I love them. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I think they're great actors,
Denzel.
and I think I love their reputations are squeaky clean.
Well,
until then.
I'll tell you what, I kind of feel like this. It's a stretch, but bear with me. I thought you find out somebody's real character in 1 second. When there's a tragedy, will you jump out and help somebody?
Brought to you by Diet Coke, Gregg.
When there's that's cute. I don't have a Diet Coke because I'm too fat. Anyway, you find out somebody's character, how they react in a tragedy and how they react. Reaction's very big. Same thing with Matthew Stafford. I loved him until that 1 second. 1 second,
what he do?
Changed my entire opinion of him. When the girl fell off the stage and he didn't, but I don't care how drunk you are, he didn't help her. He turned around and laughed, and then they left running in shame. He and his wife.
Kelly went and helped her.
No, she went. The girl has said she just kind of looked down, and they didn't. I mean, to turn around and laugh like that, that's a true character moment. My entire opinion in one moment changed of that guy. One moment. That's
all our medical bills.
Because that was PR because everybody was dissing on him for.
Well, what's he supposed to do though? At
least don't turn around and take a drink.
He pulls out a scalpel and starts fixing her.
Somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. I'm not saying get your doctors, but somewhere at least look and go, oh, hang on, can somebody help her? Hey, it was just a bad look.
Or just pour a beer down there so she can open her mouth and
something, right? But,
I don't know. I don't know how much.
But that's how I feel. That's how I feel about that. It's that kind of moment. Same thing with Will Smith. If you loved Will Smith, you don't today. So, yeah.
I don't hate him. I just have a different view of him. I feel like I feel like that was pretty revealing. I'm with you on that. It was pretty revealing.
And then the whole, even after the slap, when he doubled down with the 2 F-bombs, and he was because he was smiling. It was all very weird and uncomfortable. And I'm not impressed. And then he went back to his mansion, and I'm just not impressed. It annoys me. And I feel like that's like, I don't want to say that's everything wrong with our country, but that's a stretch. But I mean, I just feel like that. I think we give these people,
I will tell you, it is a lot of what's wrong with this country. People are allowed to act on emotions at any perceived slight. I was thinking to myself, could you imagine like Gregory Peck walking up and slapping Don Rickles? No, because in the day they had class.
Decorum. No, there's nothing. I feel like that. I feel like that with sports too, that we prop these sports and then we're surprised when they're
It
assaulting
is.
women or when they're surprised.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, but we reward it because they're winning games. I feel like that because they can act, they can get away with it. He'll get away with this. And I'm annoyed that
He's
Chris
gotten
Rock
away
didn't
with it.
press charges. Why sure he did? I'm
You
annoyed
don't
that,
need
but
charges. You don't need charges.
that's what I
Everyone's
thought. I
soft.
thought, why don't the police do anything with them? Why wouldn't he?
Because he's a celebrity.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm saying. Do you know
I'm
who I
telling you
am?
though, the worst thing that comes out of this is men, and it's probably 50-50, men running around thinking, I have to protect my girl. No,
Oh, it's
you
so
don't,
annoying.
you
It's so
rube.
annoying. It's so wrong. There's everything wrong with that.
Yeah, it's
There's
so.
so many things
But
wrong
think
with
about
that.
it. Would you even want a man who was like, oh, like a cheese ball chivalrous? Like
I
they would.
got this, honey.
Let me just get the door for you. Oh, I better put my
Yeah,
jacket down
no,
over a puddle of water.
no,
No,
no.
the chicks need to
Yeah.
be treated the same, and that means he needs to
you
get up.
broads, you
you
broads
dames,
need to be treated the
you
same.
dames need to be treated the same equally. All right.
Oh
But you know
Lord.
what I'm saying
So
though. It's usually an uneducated twerp who's like, well, if he said that about my wife, I'd get up there and I'd. Oh, would you really? No, you wouldn't. You
there's
wouldn't,
something
and you
wrong.
couldn't.
There's something missing in you. There's something missing that you have something to prove. You have something to prove. I mean, I just can't. It's embarrassing. But assault is like violence. I mean, it's never okay. Oh,
If
just a
Chris Rock
slap.
made a joke about my wife's being, but I'd reach over and slap her. What did you do to make him joke about you?
Right. Why is he or was yeah, why didn't he joke about I'd slap myself? Why didn't he
Right.
joke about me?
How come he knows
I
you
want
and not me?
but it's yeah, so
Uber
that was a
Central.
crazy thing. That was kind of a
But
big
it
disaster.
relates to the Juwan Howard thing where he fronted and got puffy because
Yeah.
somebody touched him. Yet I have 50 videos of other coaches grabbing him by the arm and patting him on the back. You know, that was an excuse for
Um
emotional bad behavior.
emotional, physical bad behavior. It was an
No, but
assault.
no, I'm saying he did it because he was emotional. Give
Oh.
me a break. Like that makes it okay because he was having a moment, Michelle.
I can't. We're going back and we're correcting all of these mistakes of the past, like the doctors who messed around with players, the Bobby Knights of the world who threw crap at who smacked their players. This is all not accepted until it is. Like, what is wrong? Why isn't I
Right.
don't understand. If you're winning, you can beat people up. If you're on top of your game in Hollywood, if you're the best actor, you can smack people around. Have at it,
Well, and it's
I
funny
just
because I saw some of these nutty TV channels and even Howard Stern
yeah.
saying, "Well, this is because of Donald Trump," and I'm like, "What? What isn't
It's
because of
nothing to
Donald
do with
Trump?"
no,
Last time,
I've seen, yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of black people who are African Americans who were at the event, who are at the Oscars, talk about it and say this could be setting us back. This is all not okay. I mean, it's
well,
not okay.
Kareem
And
Abdul-Jabbar actually wrote a post about it today, and he said that it's bad for black people. And I feel like, why are black people beating themselves up over it? This is an individual, and it's not just.
yes,
But it's
yes,
not
it's
just
bad
black
for
people
people.
who get emotional and do stupid things. I mean,
Right,
it just
right,
happened to be Will Smith
right.
this time, and black
Yeah.
people shouldn't be beating themselves up over it. This is
I
not a
I
race.
am reading is it too soon for the memes and the jokes? Oh
No,
Lord, some of them. One was what would have happened if it were Alec Baldwin's wife that they said that one. Whoa. I mean,
yeah.
and a lot of them are you know what though, that restores my faith. That and TikTok restores my faith in humanity. People are funny again. People are funny. People are funny now in life.
Well,
I do. I yeah.
and I think that Chris Rock was hilarious up until
Perfect.
then,
Just slapped
and
the shit out of me.
that was
Yeah.
the way he handled
It well.
That was true class and dignity.
Priceless.
I mean,
I'm yeah.
after being
I
humiliated like that for no reason.
did you see his face? But yet he carried on. You are right. You are right. I think what you want or say what you want about Chris. He carried on, and
And
he made a
he
joke
just looked
about
at the funniest thing he said was, was Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Shit out of me. Yeah. And he kind of laughed about it. And then he goes, keep her name out of your mouth. And he goes, I will.
Yeah, like
I got
shut
it.
up. Shut
we
up.
did not know. I know.
Fucking
So,
goober. I
so
mean, Will Smith is a fucking goober.
Yeah. So that's that. And then what else did I want to ask you about? Oh, I don't know. I mean, my brackets are done, and I want to know what you think about. I know you're not huge on college basketball. I know that's not your game, your thing.
Well,
but I always there's always one cute Cinderella story. I like the Peacocks.
I'm so glad they're gone.
Story.
Fuck them.
Are you? Why? See, I knew you'd have a take on it.
I talked to my son about this, and he's like, "Oh, didn't you like their run?" And I'm like, "No, I never liked those dinky ass schools making a run. They shouldn't even be in the tournament." I said every Big Ten team should be in that tournament before St. Peter's. He's like, "Wait, you don't like the upset." This is my 16-year-old. I'm like, "No, I told him I'm an old guard guy. I just want blue bloods. I want the biggest and the best. I don't want women's basketball. I don't want St. Pete. I don't want any of them." What?
Shame on you.
No.
Shame on you.
Hey,
shame on you.
They want to reach. Here's the funny part. There's this little Twitter movement to retire that girl at Michigan's number, Naz Hamilton. And I said, well, wait a minute. If we're all equal,
God, don't.
And there's no men and no women.
Don't make me.
Then her number never gets retired because the 12th guy on Michigan's bench should have his number retired because he'd kick her ass.
Here's the thing. If you say we're all equal, until our salaries are equal, there are men and women. There are men and women.
No, look that up. There are.
Talking about me.
No, I'm talking about
me.
Your situation.
About my life.
Right. It's funny because I personally, my queen, Leah Thomas, who won the NCAA 500 meters swimming championships with her penis. Did you see the meme for her?
You can't. I'm not talking about this.
Did you see the meme for her?
No.
She tested positive for performance-enhancing testicles.
Okay. This is not.
That's my queen, Michelle. That's somebody's daughter.
I'm not. I'm not talking about it. I'm not. Because I can't win. And I don't need to win all the time, but there are just some things that
it's absurd.
You know what? I got enough problems.
But you know what though? The reason I joke about it is because it's so absurd.
I know, but
it's absurd.
We should have talked about prior to this
show
today.
You know what I say to people who don't like the Leah Thomas thing? Elections have consequences. Who'd you vote for?
Well, there you go. That's a good thing to say.
Well, because the left is the one that green lights this bullshit.
All right. I'm not getting in a left-right conversation with you today because first of all, I'm not close enough where I can throw something at you, but we will talk about your missing tooth at some point too.
Haven't we mentioned it? I busted a cat.
I have one. I busted cap in you.
My cat broke. So now
that's in a precarious spot, Greg. You look like like I'm from Virginia? I can't say like a hillbilly. Can I say hillbilly anymore?
Yeah, you can. I'm getting the implant, but you have to wait 2 months after they extract, and then you got to put the screw in.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I'm not
doing it. I don't care. Okay, I need to ask what you're watching. How much is it?
It's going to be $1,000.
Why so no? Because insurance.
Yep. My wife's got pocket insurance, man.
Like that Mesa or that whatever the heck it is.
Whatever they got, it's good.
Crap. Okay, I need to ask about what you're watching. What series? What have you watched?
I've been watching movies. I watched Moonfall last night.
Did you watch the new with Lily Collins and Jesse Plemons, not Plimpton, where's Plimpton Marth? Jesse Plemons, the one just give me a minute. People are yelling at me right now because they know what I'm talking about. It's brand new. They just dropped it last week. Did you watch The Last Kingdom? I
watched the first episode, didn't care for it. Team Who's that? The king?
Uhtred. Team Uhtred. My God, The Last Kingdom. Uhtred.
What size shirt is that?
Size, oh my God, it's moving towards me. It came in large, extra large, and oh my God, it's moving towards me.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I just finished Yellowstone season 4.
Yeah,
Don't like that?
that's okay. I mean, it's good. I'm trying to be cool because everybody likes it.
Yeah, but
Um,
I want to. I love Beth Dutton. I think she's hot,
yeah. What is this movie? What is this new
and
movie? It's
everyone
been one
hates
movie.
that kid's Indian wife because she's psycho.
Oh yeah, because she went and posed, and then they kidnapped her. That whole thing, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that her?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So no series. You're not doing any series. No.
Not really, not really.
Windfall. The movie's called Windfall.
Mm.
They just dropped it. It's an hour and a half, and it stars. It only has like 3 people in it. It's Lily Collins, Phil Collins' daughter. She's in it. It's that Jesse Plemons, who is Kirsten Dunst's husband from Power of the Dog.
I've never
And
seen
then
Power of the Dog. What's that about?
it's a Western.
What's Coda?
It's Coda's. You would love Coda. I know you, and you would like
What
it.
is it?
It's a girl who sings, and her parents are deaf.
Oh, how does
Yeah.
she sing?
She's not deaf.
Oh,
The parents are. They can't. But funny you say that.
right.
Marley Matlin's in it. It's how they could.
What do they do? We need a deaf person. Call Matlin.
That's exactly it. And then this actor. It was actually really. It was good. I liked it. I don't know that it was movie of the year. What?
Did you see they forgot like 3 of the biggest names in the in memorandum segment?
Who'd they forget? No, this is so embarrassing. Like who? Who did we miss?
Uh
Oh my God, Jason Segel. That's the other one in Windfall. I'm back.
oh, I know him, right?
Yeah, Jason Segel. What do you mean you know him?
You want to see his
stars
number?
that you no go. Yeah.
Wait, you haven't heard my story?
What? Stop everything. What is your what?
Hold on.
And then it's almost Greg, and then we're almost gonna get. We're almost.
There's
done.
his number right there.
We're getting close
in
to
my
being done.
phone.
We're gonna get cut off here.
Okay, anyway.
I don't see it.
I was in Ann Arbor one night with Nikki and my friend Julie and my mother-in-law. And
Okay.
we're doing a pub crawl because I'm living in Indiana and we just all met there for a birthday. And we walk outside and my friend's talking to this guy and saying, "Oh, I love your work. You're great." Blah, blah, blah. It's Jason Segel. So he's sitting there alone, and we kind of wander out and we sit down and we start chatting with him. Next thing you know, 3 hours later, we're all lit and he's paying the tab for anyone who walks by. I have a picture with him. And he was filming the 7-year engagement in Ann Arbor. And he was just sitting there by himself.
Have you ever called him or called on him for anything, or no? You just have his number.
We just texted back and forth. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You should tell. God, I know you have to go through publicists, and we could never have him on this podcast, but he should. I know you can't. Like, he probably can't talk about certain things, but I would kill.
Oh, he talked about stuff.
Is this movie Windfall? Oh my God, he's great in it. He plays the bad guy in it.
He talked about Katherine Heigl's a bitch.
Oh,
because they were in that one movie with Joe Rogan. Not Rogan, Seth Rogen.
No, Seth Rogen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyway, that was cool. So Detroit is getting this the NFL draft. Did you see that?
I heard about this. Tell me more about what's happening.
Well, they do a big extravaganza on draft day.
Okay.
It'll be in Detroit, in Campus Martius.
Where? Outside?
Well, it'll be outside if the weather permits. If not, it's in Ford Field. So
okay, they should probably have it in Ford Field.
Well, it's late April, so it'll be cold.
When is it?
Late April of 24. So I get a call from my kid yesterday. "Dad, the draft's in Detroit. We got to go." I'm like, whatever.
I went when the Jets one time, they had the draft in New York.
Yeah, they used to have it at Radio City, I think.
Yes. And I went one year. Don't ask me how I was working out there. Don't ask me how I got dragged to do it. But I ended up sitting with Jets fans.
Oh,
and if you think the lowest low of low is a sit with a Jet fan, and they are serious.
Moron.
Yes. So fun. Hey, Joey, this girl's she's from Michigan. She's from Detroit. I mean, oh my God. But it was such an education.
Goober
for me.
Central.
What's happening?
Well, it's
So,
funny because they're also going to be on HBO's Hard Knocks. Now, here's the
what?
thing.
That's what you tell me about that. How did that
Well, here's the
happen?
funny thing about Hard Knocks. You have to
I
be
love
one
it.
of the shittiest teams in the league to be on Hard Knocks. So last year it was the Jets. And so the Lions are finally on Hard Knocks. What they do, I think you got to be one of the 4 worst teams, and then they'll pick which one they're going to do. And they did Jacksonville, I think, one year. And so the Lions
Shitty,
fully embracing their shittitude are on HBO.
Shitty McShitovich,
Shitty
right?
McShitbags. But
Shitty
yeah.
McShitbagovich, baggery.
So they're going to be a Hard Knock, and they're like,
Let me tell
"Yay,
you.
Hard Knocks!" And I'm like, "Yay, you suck."
Let me tell you who else gave me while we're talking about this. I'm in Madison. I'm with my friend, and she's wearing a Bears because she's from Chicago. She's wearing a Bears shirt,
Yeah.
no less. Greg, Madison, Wisconsin, an hour and a half from Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
No less than 6 people verbally assaulted her for having a Bears shirt.
Is that a real thing? Being
Madison,
verbally
Wisconsin.
assaulted?
Okay, verbally we're crappy. Said stupid, open their mouths. Bears, you know where you are. You know what? I said, Jennifer, next time say, in fact, no, where am I? I do not know where I am. I thought I was in Chicago. Like, who? And they were all walks of life. This beautiful, tall, statuesque woman goes, what are you wearing? There's then a chotch. Hey, what are you doing? Then a kid. I mean, all walks of life dared to say to her because of what she was wearing. That's how serious they take it. In the Green Bay fans take
right. Oh yeah, they're idiots, but they're not. The Green Bay fans are nice to a fault, though. Those people.
Wisconsin people are nice.
Yeah.
Madison. By the way, I knew it was the Capitol. Greg, I've never been in a Capitol building. I've never been in Michigan's Capitol.
Really?
I've been to Washington D.C.
U.S. Capitol.
Never. I know I've been to it, but I've never been in it. That Capitol building in Madison is beautiful. Like the Badgers, I didn't know the campus was right downtown Madison. It's beautiful, beautiful city. I've never been.
Oh, it's a party city. Oh, that's a party city. So
here's that.
Here's your criteria for Hard Knocks.
Yeah, keep going.
No team with a first-year head coach. All right. They have a second-year head coach. Teams who have made the playoffs at least one of the last 2 years, not the Lions. Right. Have already been on Hard Knocks. So they broke it down that there were only like 6 teams that could have been on it, and the Lions got picked because they're fucking terrible. It was the Lions, Jets, and Panthers were the only teams who could be on it. And what do they all have in common? They blow. The Lions.
Okay, one more sports question. I feel like, and this is only a feel like, this is not based on fact or knowledge or anything else.
What?
It's just a feeling. I feel like the Tigers are going to be good this year.
Not good. 500. And they expanded the playoff field, so they might.
I thought they would make a playoff this year. I thought they were going to playoff game.
They still aren't very good. And the 2 rookies that they're bringing up, Torkelson and Green, are rookies. I mean, you're counting on a lot out of 2 young guys.
Not topic change, but sort of off topic. We were talking about sport injuries and stupid things you do when you're a player making millions and you hurt yourself when you're not during the off season. Nothing was as bad as Zumaya. Remember, we worked together. Zumaya, that pitcher, 100 mile, and then he had a little brother too. He was what? Yeah, blew his arm out playing guitar.
Guitar Hero.
I remember that.
Yep.
Guitar Hero, right? I don't know. It made me think.
Well, he lied.
Anyway, Greg,
he lied at first. You see the Michigan player tear his Achilles at Pro Day? He was going to be a top 15 pick. Now he's a second rounder. Cost millions. All to show off in his underwear. It's ridiculous. They shouldn't.
Are you happy Harbaugh's staying?
Of course I am.
I am too. I still like him.
How's your boy Izzo?
I'm not you know what, I'll tell you right now. I was kind of hoping that Coach K would be, that would be the last. I was hoping Michigan State would take.
No, I wanted State to get their ass beat.
Do you want Duke to win now? Who's in the 4? Who's in the 4?
Duke, Villanova, Kansas,
Kansas, and UNC. Not UConn, North Carolina, right? The same case. All right, Greg. I will. Let's do this again sometime.
Okay.
All right, then.
We'll do a couple times a year.
Thank you for listening to the Gregg and Michelle podcast. The 60,000th listener does get a prize this week. So, actually, we'll be back. We'll be back next week with who knows what.
Yeah, maybe Jason Segel.
Okay. You know what? Call him.
All
I
right.
got okay. So Craig Shoemaker, not quite the same, but I got Shoe on. Get Siegel on.
I'll text him.
Okay. All right. Gregg and Michelle podcast. Have a great day.